Hi guys, it's me, Erica, and today I'm going to talk to you about my experiences with my piercings. So I have 8 piercings. I have 3 on this side, 3 on my earlobes, 3 on this lobe, my cartilage, and my belly button pierced. So some people are wondering how painful they may be or like where to go to get them done. So my very first piercings I got when I was like a baby, like months old, so I don't really remember how the experience was, but they were on my first 2 like bottom earlobes, so it's where these like dangling ones are. So those were my very first piercings, and my mom has told me that they were done by like a gun. So the guns are okay to use on the earlobes, but it's recommended that you use a needle. But I got all my earlobes done with guns, but those are my very first 2, so I was a baby, and I guess I cried, I don't really know. And it was really fast. And then I got my second hole piercing when I was probably, I can't really remember, but early teens. I had to like beg my mom, please, please can I get it done? And I eventually managed to convince her to let me get it done. So I got like 1, so it was like 2 holes on my left ear, and then it was only this one. I think I split it with my cousin. He wanted to get his ear pierced, so I was like, hey, I'll go split it with you. So we got that done. We split it. I got my other second hole piercing with my brother because he wanted to get a piercing, so I was like, okay, I'll complete the other side and I will split that with you. So I finished my right ear, so now I have 4 piercings on my ears, so 2 in each earlobe, and then my brother got his left done. And then finally, for my third piercings on my earlobe, so my third hole, I went to go with my best friend. Well, she didn't get hers done, but I got her to come with me. I don't know, moral support. Not that it hurts or anything, but just someone to be there with. How it works is you tell them where you want it, and they will take like this little black marker, don't worry, it washes off, and they just dot it on the place where you'd like it to be pierced. So they do that for you just so it marks where they're gonna pierce it, and you check in the mirror and you tell them if it's right or wrong. If it's right, they'll keep it. If it's wrong, they'll redo it until it is right. They do check to see if you're okay with it. But before all that, you have to sign papers. You need to pick out a stud. So varying on the studs, it can cost, depends where you go as well. Mine were $60. So it's $60 for a pair of earrings, a pair of studs, and the piercing itself. So when I was 17, I got my cartilage pierced, and I ended up splitting that piercing because you know how it's two piercings. So my brother wanted to get his right ear pierced, so I was like, hey, I'll go with you and I'll get my cartilage pierced. Now, when you get your cartilage pierced, do not get it done with a gun, because you can shatter your ear. The cartilage in your ear can be shattered. Now, I was stupid and I was in such a like rush. I want to get it done. I want to get done. Like, I had no patience. I just really wanted to get it done. I was too excited and I wanted to, just get it done. So I called my mom. Like, my brother and I walked to the place, and it was a hair salon. Do not go to like a sketchy kind of hair salon. I don't know. I probably should have waited because now there's a bump on my ear, and I don't think it can get, I can get rid of it. So my friend says, because she also has a cartilage piercing, so I guess she talked to the piercer about it. I probably should have gone to a piercer right after I noticed that was happening, but I was just, no, like, it'll go away. But anyways, so I also got my cartilage done with a gun. That is a big no-no to any of you future people who want to get the cartilage pierced. I do not suggest it. It did not hurt, just like my other ones. They don't hurt. It's like it's really quick because it's a gun, right? I was lucky that my ear did not shatter. It probably hurt a little more than my earlobe just because it's cartilage, so it's thicker to go through. If I were to rate it on a scale, I'd say like pain of like 3 maybe. And that also depends on your pain tolerance. Everyone is different. I can tolerate a lot of pain, so mine is maybe different from what you would feel. Anyway, so I got my cartilage done, and it was cheap. I think it only cost like $30 between the both of us. I'm okay with it. I was thinking of getting another cartilage piercing, but I don't think that I will. like I was gonna get like my second cartilage piercing, but this one is such a pain to maintain because it gets irritated really easily. I think it's because of the type of backing that I have on it. I think I have like the butterfly clip to close it, so I think that's oh, my hair gets caught in it, so it irritates, it rubs against the skin and the clip, so that's an irritation for it. And last but not least, I got my belly button pierced when I was 16. Now, that is the one that I had to like beg for months to get pierced. I guess 16 is a very tender age and I was so young, and you know, my mom doesn't have any piercings other than like 2 on her ear, so I guess I seemed a bit like, ooh, rebellious or whatever you want to call it. So that took a few months to get done. I came up with the brilliant idea of writing a contract saying that I wouldn't get any other piercings, yada yada yada, had the rest of my family sign it, and obviously I did not follow that contract years later because I did get more piercings on my ears. I went to Stinger's Tattoo Parlor, and in tattoo parlors they generally have piercings as well. So mine cost $60, and it was just a simple ball, like it kind of looks like a banana, I guess, with the 2 balls on the end. So one that like clips to your body, like goes through, and then the part that connects so that the belly button ring stays in. Now, I almost fainted after getting my belly button pierced. Not because it hurt, it was because there was too much excitement. I was way too excited. I anticipated it to be a lot more painful than what it actually was because I was told like, oh my gosh, it hurts so much. So I had mentally prepared myself that it was going to hurt a lot, and it actually did not hurt. I would say it's also like a pain of 3. Again, I have a high tolerance. Some people like cry, but I was just like, oh, that was pretty quick. I did not eat enough. I remember having a toasted bagel with cream cheese the morning of, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So when you get your piercing, I think for any piercing, you know, because there's so much like blood pumping and like a lot can happen, and I almost fainted. So what I would suggest is you eat a big breakfast or lunch or dinner, whenever, like a meal, depending on what time you're going to go get your piercing done. And eat a big meal and make sure you have a lot of sugar in your system, because I guess I was low on sugar, so made me really lightheaded. And yeah, I would suggest anticipating more pain, a lot of pain, because everyone is different, and I say if you don't anticipate any pain at all, it will hurt a lot more than what it should. So those are my 3 things about piercings in general. And what happened, I'll go back to, again, I'm going back to my almost fainting. So after I got my belly pierced, I sat up from the table and they're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm totally fine. But then everything just started getting so hot to me and my head was getting so light, and I stood up. I was like, oh my gosh, like my vision is just going black. And they're like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, I need to sit down. So they sat me down on the couch, and the piercer was so nice. They had juice in the back. They're like, here, like, drink this orange juice. It'll really help, and just relax until you are completely fine. Like, you can take as long as you need, and then you can go home. So I was fine. And the healing process for that one takes a while. You don't want to be going into the water like a pool, because there's a lot of chemicals, the chlorine, all that. You do not want to be infecting it, because it does take time to heal. It takes a few months. Like, I guess people who heal faster, right? Again, it depends. But generally it takes a few months to heal, like, fully. And there will be times where it's going to be really gross, because it is healing. It is like a hole in your skin, right? So for me, I was lucky. I've heard stories where it's really gross, where it like pusses and it goes green. Thank God that did not happen to me, but there was like some soreness, and there was a bit of blood that, so you know, blood dries, so it had a bit of like that crusty blood. But other than that, I healed fine, and it just took some time. So make sure to protect that if you are going to get it pierced, because you do not want it getting caught on close, because it hurts a lot. It will hurt a lot if it does get caught. So you need to be very careful. I remember sleeping with my hands on my belly, like where it got pierced. So I'd sleep like this, just to protect it, so nothing would like go on it, because I don't move when I sleep, so, which is kind of weird, I guess. So I protected it, and some people put on like a big like round band-aid. I didn't do that, but I did put one like the strip ones, just on. So what they do is they clamp the skin where you're going to get it pierced. You can either get it pierced on the top or the bottom of your belly button, or you can get them on the side. I don't know. The most common ones are the top or the bottom. I got my top belly button pierced. I just like the way it looks more, I guess, to cover the belly button hole because I have an innie. So that was my piercing, and it did not take very long. I actually went with my cousin. I was like, if you can convince your cousin to get it with you, then you can. So I ended up convincing her, so we both got it done. Anyways, they lay you down on a table, whatever, they pierce you. Everything is clean, sterilized. I highly recommend Stinger's Tattoo. So you can just Google that and you can get their contact information if you're interested in any of that sort. And where the actual piercing is, not around the whole entire belly button, just when I had to go out, just as an extra precaution. I didn't always wear it, but just when, like, if I was wearing too tight of clothing or any of that sort, I just wanted to make sure that it was protected because I do not want it getting ripped out or any of that. Also, some people, their body will reject piercings, meaning that the body itself will push the piercing out. I know how weird that sounds. They can't hold piercings in for too long just because, like, the body is thinking, like, no, this isn't right, this is not supposed to be here, so it will push it out eventually. I think mine is, or I think that it's been doing that for a while now. I don't know why it hasn't just fallen out, but I've had mine pierced for quite a while, quite a few years now, so it's still in there, and the skin is fairly thin, so I'm still watching it, but I sometimes forget that I even have my belly button pierced. It's just been there for so long, and if it does reject, I think that I probably will get it re-pierced again. Apparently re-piercing it hurts because there's more tissue now. I'd also recommend you thinking things over before you get any piercings done. Doesn't matter where it is, like, you need to research all about it. I would highly suggest that because you don't want to be doing something that you don't really know. Piercings aren't permanent like tattoos are, so it's good in that sense, like, you can take it out, but you should be aware of, you know, how to take care of it, where to go. Oh yeah, that is very important. Where you go is very important because you do not want to be going to some, like, dirty place and getting your piercing infected, because that is the worst thing that can happen in the early stages. You do not want to be dealing with that. You want it to heal the proper way. It is suggested using, like, sea salt for your belly button, and they also give you a cleaner for your ears. They let you purchase this little bottle. I don't have it with me anymore because I don't use it. All my piercings have been healed. So that concludes my video on my 8 piercings. I hope this has helped any of you who have been questioning about piercings, who want to know more about them, or who are just thinking about it. If you do have more questions, I'd be happy to answer them. So you can leave your questions down below or any comments. You know, I'd be happy to read them, answer them. So if you'd like to see me do more videos, give it a thumbs up, and if you found this video was very informative, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget you can definitely subscribe to my channel if you'd want to get notifications when I upload a video. That'd be great. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will link those down below. I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!